Due to circumstances, usage of my left arm is limited, so I cannot shake things, but I'm still thirsty. So we're gonna be making 3 stirred cocktails today that are a little bit more one-arm friendly. Shaking and stirring are both methods to chill, dilute, and mix your cocktail. Generally, when a cocktail has a variety of ingredients, from liquor to egg whites or cream, you're going to be shaking it. That's going to emulsify the ingredients together, it's going to dilute and add a little bit more water to it, and it's going to add a light, airy texture to it because you're incorporating that air. When you are stirring a cocktail, generally it's going to have fewer ingredients, be more spirit forward. You're going to chill the drink without diluting it as much. And typically, it is more of a sipping cocktail. We do have an idea where we take one classic cocktail and we make it twice, one shaken and one stirred. And then we can compare them and see how they differ. If you're interested in something like that, please leave a comment down below. And while you're down there, you might as well like and subscribe. So, off to the first cocktail, the Caipirinha. It is super simple, nice and easy, and one of the things I love about stirred cocktails is, unless you're making a larger cocktail or a larger batch where you're going to use a mixing glass, a lot of stirred cocktails can be made right in the glass, and that saves a lot of cleanup time, which we love. So the first ingredient is going to be lime. It's simple, it's only 3 ingredients. It's gonna take our little butcher cleaver. We wanna do wedges or chunks, it doesn't really matter, but half a lime. I'm going to cut it into 8 pieces here. It doesn't have to be pretty. Throw these right into our glass. Next ingredient, sugar. The Caipirinha is basically just a Brazilian daiquiri. At least that's how I think about it. It's going to be 2 bar spoons or 2 teaspoons of sugar. If you like more sugar, you can use more. If you like less, you can use less. Same with limes. Any drink as you want is interchangeable to your taste buds. We're gonna give the sugar and lime a muddle. Adding sugar instead of simple syrup into your cocktail, especially if it is a sipping cocktail, I love to do it. It makes your drink last a little bit longer. It evolves while you're sipping it. All right, now that our limes are muddled and our sugar is in, we're gonna add the ice. We're gonna add 2 ounces of cachaça. It is a Brazilian sugarcane liquor. Closest relative is probably rum. All right, give this a mix. To garnish, add a lime wheel, and there you have it, the Caipirinha. Let's give this bad boy a try. I mean, it smells fantastic. It smells like really nice. Come on in, try it. That's nice. It's refreshing. It hits the back of your...
Oh, that smells so good.
It's tart because of lime. It hits the back of your tongue, and then mouth starts salivating.
Watering.
That's really, really good. Especially on like a hot summer day.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be delicious.
Oh, I like this a lot.
Me too. And it's easy.
Really good.
It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it without an arm. You can do it with one arm.
Can you imagine if we rimmed the glass with sugar and citric acid? And then
That'd be so good.
It would be like a sour Skittle.
Yeah.
That would be so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend doing that if you just have citric acid lying around like we tend to do. Yeah. All right, on to our second stirred cocktail, the Waldorf. The Waldorf is a relative of the Manhattan, and it is going to be using a mixing glass. So, we need a mixing glass. It is served in a chilled coupe with an absinthe rinse, so if you have a coupe, make sure you get that into the freezer right now before we start making the cocktail. It is super simple. It's only 3 ingredients. First one is going to be 3 dashes of Angostura bitters because the first one never counts. Next, we're gonna hit it with 3/4 of an ounce of Sweet Vermouth. And then lastly, 2 ounces of Rye Whiskey. We're gonna be using Epoch. This is the whiskey that we blended ourselves when we went on the Baltimore Spirits Company tour. Any rye will work, just use your favorite. This one has smoky and mapley characters, a little bit of peat, so I think it's going to help in this cocktail a lot. And that's it. That's the 3 ingredients for the Waldorf. All we're gonna do, give this guy a stir. Like I was saying at the beginning of this video, typically stirred drinks are very spirit forward. We're not diluting them as much. Most people, I think, would use a big ice cube in this, but I don't have any, to be honest, so I'm just using this. This will dilute it a little bit more than it really should be, but it'll be okay. All right, after 32 spins, I don't have a julep strainer. Don't kill me. We're going to take our chilled coupe, so you can take a little bit of absinthe, put it in, and then spin the glass. You can also just get one of these, which is just a sprayer. 2 sprays, all I'm going to do. It's just enough to add something to each sip. Traditionally, this cocktail is made with a lemon peel, so we are going to add a lemon peel. Squirt the oils over, give it a little twist, and drop it in. And there you have the Waldorf.
You come try it? I'm gonna try the first sip this time. It's so sad we had 2 coupes that we found at the thrift store that were these. They were perfect. But someone dropped one.
I think you dropped it.
I did drop it. That's really good. It's very, very, very whiskey forward, but it's not too whiskey forward. I definitely, because of the ice not being big ice, it is diluted a little bit more than it should be.
Oh, that's good.
But it's good.
That's really good.
Yeah. I like the absinthe rinse. It adds something to each sip,
Yeah.
like it should. I like the lemon, using the oils on top of it and dropping it in.
Yeah. I feel like I should be sitting in a leather chair in a library.
Yeah, that's...
Like, I feel incredibly sophisticated.
Yeah, that's kind of the Waldorf, is like, you should be in a leather, like a big leather chair that's nice and dark brown with the black, like, pins,
Yeah.
holding it all together.
Holding like a big leather-bound book.
With a, well, I was gonna say just a normal book that just has the word economics on the front.
If I were
It's
a
delicious.
man or someone who could grow like a really impressive mustache, like twirling a stash while sipping this also
Yeah.
gives similar vibes.
Yeah.
And it's not like overly strong. For being so spirit forward, it doesn't
not-
make
yeah.
you like it
Yeah.
doesn't make you want to like breathe fire.
It's very much like an old fashioned, because the lemon peel's the orange peel, the whiskey's the whiskey,
Yeah.
the bitters are the bitters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do orange bitters or a mixture of both in an old fashioned, depending on what you want. The only thing it's really replacing is the sugar with sweet vermouth. So it's basically like an old fashioned in a sophisticated glass that's pairing the sweet vermouth with the lemon instead of the simple syrup with the orange.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see that. I see that.
Yeah, it's delicious. It really is. If you like whiskey and you like rye forward drinks, you'd like this.
Big fan.
Big fan. Yellowstone would actually go really good in it too, just because it's a little bit sweeter and would match
Yeah.
the sweet vermouth.
I like that.
I like it. You want it?
I'll take it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I feel so fancy.
On to the last stirred cocktail of this episode, and what I am most excited for, the Peach Me. It has 5 ingredients, so it's a little bit more, but 2 of them we're about to muddle in the glass, so it's really only 3. So the original recipe calls for a maraschino cherry. I don't like those, and I do like moonshine, so we're gonna do a moonshine cherry. It calls for 1 maraschino cherry, just like all the other episodes I'm using more. So, 2 cherries, or 1. Next, it's gonna call for an orange slice, and now we're gonna muddle them in the glass. We wanna break the cherries up real nice. So I probably should have put them on top, but whatever. We wanna muddle the orange, but we don't necessarily want to break up the orange into a bunch of little pieces. We just wanna muddle it enough to get the orange juice out of it, to get the oils out of the peel, but have it stay whole. To match the orange peel that we put in, we're gonna add 3 dashes orange bitters. Next, the reason why they call it the Peach Me, peach schnapps, or any peach liqueur. And lastly, 2 ounces of a bourbon whiskey. We're gonna be using Buffalo Trace. You can use Yellowstone. The original recipe, I think, calls for Woodford Reserve. I love Woodford Reserve. It's an extremely nice whiskey. I just don't have any right now. Bullet Bourbon would be really good too. Redemption would be really good. You got options. All right, and just like before, throw ice into it and give this a nice, good stir. And 32. We're gonna strain this directly into an old-fashioned glass with a large piece of ice so it dilutes it slower. The reason that we didn't want to muddle the orange up at the beginning a ton to where it started breaking up into pieces is because now we're going to strain it over, and we did not want to get all those tiny little orange pulp pieces into our drink. To garnish, it's going to be with an orange slice. I'm just going to use the end. Doesn't that look peachy? Not really, it looks orangey, but let's give this bad boy a try. Oh my gosh, that smells great. Oh, that's delicious. That's
smells
super
so
good.
good.
That tastes like peach soda.
Oh.
That tastes like a peach Waterloo.
Waterloos don't taste very
I don't like Waterloo because of the bubbles, but if it had no bubbles in it, I feel like that's the liquid that would be in a peach Waterloo without any bubbles.
I feel like this would be really good with bubbles, though.
Yes,
I think it would
but
be.
not Waterloo bubbles.
Facts.
That is extremely good. It's basically just another version of an old fashioned, right? We have the cherries, we have the orange that a normal old fashioned would. We have the orange peel or slice that a normal old fashioned would. We're just replacing the simple syrup with peach schnapps. That's the only real difference here. And it honestly adds a ton.
Yeah.
It really brings the bourbon whiskey down. I know I use Buffalo Trace, so it's a little less intense than a Woodford Reserve would be, but it still brings that whiskey note down and brings the peach up without overpowering either. It's a really well-balanced cocktail.
I think, honestly, using the end of the orange
I like it, and I like how, yeah.
was prime because when you go to drink it, there's so much aroma because there's so much rind right there, which really prepares you for the rest of it. I really like it.
I agree. I think that is a good idea. I did it slightly out of laziness. You're right. I think it's something I will start doing.
It's just
because it really is like just like hitting you in the face with orange.
Like first,
right off the bat,
and then you go into the peach and everything else. I think it tastes. I think the experience is really good like that.
Yeah,
I
agree.
like that.
I agree. That's more of like you're out for an early dinner, 3-4 p.m. You're sitting down. You're about to have a couple drinks, some appetizers. This is delicious.
Sitting outside on like a patio.
Yeah.
Like, those are the vibes.
Very summery, bright light. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Which one has been your favorite?
First one's really good.
The first one
and
was so good.
I already love a good daiquiri.
Yeah.
You know, I already love a good daiquiri, so that.
And like a good limey beverage.
Yeah.
That one was so good.
I think it's the first one, but it's very plain on something I would say. I think it would be this one, if I'm not trying to be like just plain on what I know I just always will like, which is just like lime sugar and a clear liquor. I eat that shit up every day. So like this though is different. There's complexity to it. It's really good. I would think out of the three, if I had to sit down at 3 p.m. to eat appetizers, it's this one.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, they are really different cocktails.
They're all really
because
different.
like I would have the first one when I'm hot. I need to like cool off and refresh. The thing with cocktails, it's all about like the experience that you're currently in and the ambiance that you're currently in.
The second one gives off such like dark academia vibes.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's just for someone who
100%
just wants that like Harry Potter dark academia. So like really based on literally that vibe alone, my favorite one from today is the second one. Because it's the vibe. Cool. It's a vibe I want to experience.
Yeah, it is a vibe.
And also the drink just made me feel so sophisticated.
Yeah.
So like out of the three, I think they all have their time and place, like you said, and I like all of them actually quite a lot. But the second one is my fave.
That's crazy. I would not have expected that one.
And that is our 3 stirred cocktails. All of them had very different vibes. Do not forget all of the recipes are in the description. Please leave us a comment down below on which cocktail you are most excited or interested in trying. And if you do, leave us a comment and let us know how you liked it. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below for more bartending and butchery content. And until next time, goodbye. Liquor to...
I barely know her.
I barely know. Liquor, I barely know her. That's awful. All right. And
mix.
Take 3. And lastly, with the jigger that I don't have.
Oh my god.
She's supposed to get all the mise en place ready. She's been upstairs 5 times now. All right, on to our second spun, the Waldorf. Waldorf. It just seems wrong. Bang, bang, bang. Yummy, yummy.
Sugar cane.
Yeah.
This is it. Sugar cane.
Oh, get it off.
That was you. Tuxedos.
Throw me my ice. Thank you.
On to the next.
I could do NPC stream. On guard. On guard. Defense. Defense. Coward. Coward. On guard. Defense.